This is your favorite founders, Sathish
and Lindsey Castleman.
And today we got some musical instruments.
You have a musical instrument.
Cajon. Ask your kids what it is, and if they like it, get them one because summer is here.
And there's nothing any parent wants more than to give their child a drum.
Yes. You hear this all day when they wake up and you're gleaming with happiness because they're so happy to, right? No, you're like, turn that off and
like
go to bed.
At my house, it's like 1 a.m. electric guitar coming through the house.
I don't understand why my kids get up early during the summer.
They get up early?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, we're talking 10 o'clock, not like 8, 9, but still, they're up.
It's pretty early.
They want to chill. And from 10 to 1 a.m., they're just scrolling. Then I have to interrupt them to play basketball, go for a walk, go for a bike ride, do anything that the phone is down. And usually when they do agree, it's because the battery is like 10%.
Yeah,
They need to
I got to charge
anyways.
anyways. I might as well hang out with my parents.
Might as well hang out with parents. But our season is going to restart soon.
Mm-hmm.
So
the back to school season?
Back to school season. But for all of the folks that are like, what should we do summertime? Which is very small percentage of you. Or people that are going to come here during the summer and they want to get ready for the next school year. Mm-hmm. I know my kid probably has to do a little bit of summer school to catch up. You talked about your kid wanting to refresh before high school. So yep. I don't know. As our head of curriculum, Lindsey Castleman, what are options for parents?
Well, my daughter Grace graduated grade 8 yesterday. Yeah! Very exciting. So she's going to high school. And
Wait, how many years was she homeschooled?
She was homeschooled K to 6.
K to 6?
Yeah. And then she went back for middle school, 7 and 8.
Good job. How you feeling? I feel like both of y'all graduated on that stage.
Yeah, man. It's the end of an era. No, she did good, though. I'm happy that she transitioned well and everything went smoothly. And she's ready for grade 9, I think. But she's very perfectionist personality. So she was saying, like, she's a little nervous about whether her math will be good enough for next year. So I told her, like, we'll just download the Schoolio books. She can either do grade 8 on the digital platform, or we have like our ready for grade 9 summer book, which I told her she could do as well, whatever she prefers, like online or offline. And yeah, just keep everything fresh from grade 8 as she heads into grade 9.
Oh, that's awesome. So let's generalize. Actually, on sharing, my kid is graduating from grade 12 tomorrow, Thursday. Whenever you're watching this, I feel like it's a daily show or something. People are like, "Oh, tomorrow." No, whenever you watch it, probably my kid has already graduated.
Yeah.
Going into university, man, that's wild.
That is wild.
You know, but we were like, that's 14 years out of your 18 years in school.
Yeah.
Continuously, nonstop.
I know, it's a long haul.
You know, and you don't realize how much time that is away from you as a parent. I'm like, that's 14 years where I spent maybe 3 hours with you every day, except the weekends, which, you know, as they got older, they ignored me anyways. But that's what parents are talking about, right? Like, I want all those years back.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people choose to homeschool. It might be related to learning and education, but a lot of it is just to, like, have more time with them at home.
Yeah, you know, parenting is tough already, and if you can spend more time with them and get those memories, I mean, I think about it now, man, I should have homeschooled my second kid because I could have seen from the first. But, you know, until we started Schoolio, I was still like, I don't know what to teach. How do I even know if I'm doing a good job? I don't want to risk any of it. I already have enough headaches on my life that, you know, being an educator, I don't want it to be one more. But a lot of our families that homeschool, one parent has to, or a guardian has to figure out what the sacrifice is.
And what your plan is, like what you're willing to sacrifice to have that time and that option.
Yeah. Was it instant for you? You're like, I'm the teacher, I'm going to stay home and be the educator?
Yeah, it was pretty easy for us because I was a stay-at-home mom anyways before they went to school, and then it was like, why are they at school all day?
Yeah, I'm alone. This is boring.
Like I like teaching them. I like having them around, and that's, you know, the whole like, oh, I can't wait for my kids to go back to school thing. That was never me. I was like, I don't want them to go back to school. I want them to be at home. So that was pretty easy decision for us. But it used to be like, feels like pre-COVID, really, homeschooling was very like, you had to be on one income. You know, someone had to be the teacher and someone had to be home all the time. And I feel like now it's really, there's a lot more options opening up, and we're talking to a lot more homeschool families where they work, you know, and they're homeschooling in the evenings, or their kids are working more independently online while they work. Obviously, I worked full-time here for a long time while the kids were homeschooling.
Yeah.
It's definitely doable.
I remember putting all the work in to create curriculum, but then also had to do mom jobs, and then also had to do teacher jobs. Glad you still have your hair. I lost all of mine, which is crazy. So your big shout out to all the parents that went through their first homeschooling this year. With and without us, we wish you can use us next year. But all those first time homeschoolers this year that took the leap of faith, got through the first year. Is it fair to say this will be the worst year, if there was a worst year? So there's only upwards from now.
Probably, yeah. I mean, the first year is where you try all the things that you thought homeschooling was supposed to look like. And then you have to be willing to throw them all out and find what actually works for your family. But most veteran homeschoolers will tell you it's like your third year is where you find your groove.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people feel a lot of stress if they're like jumping curriculums, or they're changing the routine, or they're changing the schedule. But it all comes out in the wash. You know, it all works out in the end.
So what's a final shout out from you to all the mamas that you've been helping?
You're doing an amazing job, even though I guarantee you don't think that you are, and you worry about it every night when you lie in bed that you haven't done enough and that the kids are going to be behind and that you're going to ruin their lives forever. But you're not. They're doing amazing. They're doing great, and you're doing great.
So as more and more customers start reaching out to us, shout out to everybody who's ever commented something positive. Shit, even negative, okay? Because we can't only celebrate the positive. I like to believe anybody who said anything negative is just because in the moment of heat and passion, they've experienced something they didn't like, so they just went online and did it. I know deep down they love us, so I love you too. All good. But one of the things we always get is sort of trying to figure out what to teach. And so, when you sign up for Schoolio online or offline in our ebook side, we've done the hard job of not only curating everything, but putting it all into bundles already. So if you want to do books, you go online, go to our shop, Canada, US, pick the right grade or grades that you want to explore, and you can simply look for bundles. And we've got tons of bundles already made. We've got the full grade bundle where we put all the math, language, science, and social studies you need ready for you to check out. We've also done subject bundles. So if you just want grade 4 math, but your kid's going into grade 5 and you just want to catch up, you can buy all of grade 5 and just the grade 4 math bundle. And the same thing when you move online, when you sort of subscribe for the $40 package, you get all of the grades, all of the subjects, so you can start to mix and match what academic role you want to play. But that's not where we like to stop. We want to encourage you to look further down the curriculum pipeline, which I made up as a word now, curriculum pipeline, so salesy. But what's beyond the obvious, Lindsey?
You missed the interest bundles, the interest-based learning bundles, which are awesome. So that's where it's like the animal lovers bundle, and it has all the animals in it, or the future engineer, and then it's sort of curated to those topics of interest, which is awesome, especially for neurodivergent kids who have that like special interest that they're super obsessed with. And yeah, it's just like everybody always asks about like what do I need to teach and what are they learning in school, and I'm worried about covering everything. And it's like, what do you want to teach? Because there's a lot of things that don't get covered in school, and that's why a lot of people homeschool. Either they think important things are missed, or they think things taught in school are irrelevant and unnecessary. So you don't have to teach the same things that they're teaching in school, or you can teach the same things they're teaching in school if that makes you feel better about covering everything, but you still have all this time to add more stuff if you want to add your interest-based learning or things that are important to you.
Yeah, so we got interest rate. We have interest-based, and then the other category is future readiness.
Yeah.
right? What's that about?
So there's two things. There's like, what are your kids into? Like, do they want to do dinosaurs? Do they want to learn about the history of pirates? And
Cats and dogs.
Yeah, cats and dogs, or climate change or whatever. Like, what are they interested in that you can really like spark their curiosity and get them excited about learning? And then the other part is like, what do you as the parent think is valuable for them? So is it like social skills and emotional intelligence? Is it financial literacy? Is it emerging technologies like ChatGPT and AI? Those are the sort of things that you can say, this is important to me that my child learns it.
So we have financial literacy and a whole bunch of stuff. And we were just talking about how both our kids barely have any financial literacy experience. Because I know they don't teach until late grade 8 for what you discovered with your kid. Mine's finishing high school and still has no basic concept of like life cost.
Yeah.
You know, it's like everything is just, it's just money, but then you don't understand what it is that you're earning, what's the value, what's the income tax that's going to happen on it. And she's looking at, living on her own next year. I'm like, do you even understand mortgage and
how to do a budget
rent and credit cards? And so we're going to spend a lot of that time over the summer, but I think every parent at default should start to introduce financial literacy, social emotional well-being, safety online, smart consumerism. Kids are shopping online. AI is becoming more and more intrusive. I read an article, I think you and I were talking about it, the next 3 to 5 years, while the population of the planet is not going to grow as fast, there's going to be a whole bunch of people that are AI introduced into our world. They're not real humans. They're going to be AI-generated humans that look exactly like us, sound like us, mannerisms, personalities being trained. And so all of a sudden now, what's the planet at? 7 billion, 8 billion, right? We have 8 billion people or so on the planet, but now you can have as much or more, 80 billion, 100 billion online humans with no regulation. We got to teach our kids how to be safe online now from a whole new threat that is not humans anymore.
Yeah, that's like the safe social media use unit and the smart consumerism. It's like millions of dollars are spent around psychology and how to sell you things. Yeah. We got to help our kids be ready for that.
And listen, the best part is, if you're a digital customer for $40 a month, it's all included.
And middle schoolers are ready to learn this stuff. If your kid is on social media, they need to learn social media safety. And if they're in grade 6 or higher, they're ready to do financial literacy. I mean, we have financial literacy every year, but it starts with really basic like money sense and understanding money and then methods of payment. But it's the middle school years where you can do smart consumerism and investing and borrowing and all those sorts of things to really expand. They have the math skills by then to do those basics.
And another favorite topic of mine and yours is entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think the entrepreneurship version that's usually taught in school by professors have nothing to do with entrepreneurship. They are book smart. None of them have even failed at a company, let alone build successful companies. Always bothers me when I meet academic professors with no startup experience. Like, what are you doing? And a lot of the startup is very much about the 90s, 2000 version of a hustle culture that's very much bad for your mental health, your lifestyle, your relationships. There's a healthier way to be an entrepreneur in today's world, and we've got a course on that. Again, if you buy the $40 package, all of it, every time I say it, I'm like, we're giving it away. Please take it. Like, for $40, you get every grade in every subject, and across, all of the content that we have. And then on top of that, we have all these additional stuff. We can't put it into your kid's schedule. Only you could do that, parents. But we give it to you all, man. So please, use it.
Yeah, our entrepreneurship unit was written by actual entrepreneurs. And of course, it's ours, so it has a bunch of SEL in it as well. And a lot of people, anyone who's an entrepreneur will agree that everyone should try being an entrepreneur, or at least learn that entrepreneur mindset. So it's a really good course for any kid, even if that's not the direction they're going to go in life. Yeah.
And last plug, I know it sounds like a sales pitch, but we just love it because we built it all. But SEL specifically for kids that are not in team sports. We're talking about gamers. We're talking about folks that are competing, whether it's individual sports like your kids and horseback riding, or kids that are in chess clubs, kids that are in music. You don't learn how to fail as much, and schools don't teach you how to fail. And there's an emotional sort of regulation and understanding that comes at losing, which is equally important to learn how to win. And so we have a great SEL program that we did for esports, but that could be, I think, applied to any sport.
The unit is for athletes and gamers.
Right? So it's great if you have an athlete, a gamer, or just somebody who's passionate about something where they got to learn how to win, but also learn how to lose gracefully and regulate their emotions. So again, it's all in the marketplace. If you don't know, get in touch with Lindsey, or get in touch with me, or get in touch with our contact team. We'll help you find it. We'll load it for you guys. But, we have thousands of units that are waiting for you kids.
You should tell them how they can actually get in touch with us.
I have no idea how. Nobody gets in touch with
WhatsApp.
me. Oh, yes. I was like, what? Nobody ever talks to me unless they're complaining. But if you want to reach smarter people on the team, like Lindsey, we are launching a brand new initiative for WhatsApp. I know a lot of moms are on it. A lot of people that want instant connection have it. And I think we're one of the first companies in North America that's going to offer it. I know this is big in Asia with WhatsApp messaging for, India, Pakistan, China, but we haven't seen a lot of that in North America. And we're afraid, to be honest, because we don't know what's going to happen when we release our WhatsApp business number. But we also know that parents are in a moment of panic when they decide to homeschool, and they want to hear somebody. They want to know somebody's on the other side and being responsive and attentive. And so, okay, one of the things that parents love when we get feedback is how the kids are learning on their own. Mm-hmm. Kids are studying by themselves. They feel empowered to log in, do the vibe check, do their homework for the day, explore. Talk to us from a learning perspective why that's important. And then for parents that don't know if it's possible that their kid could do it because their kid has a neurodivergent need, or they're just panicky that if they're not beside them, they're not learning. Mm-hmm. How do we talk about empowered learning?
I think the biggest thing to empower your kids to be more independent is through them being more engaged with the content that they're learning. And then they take some ownership of what they're learning. I have seen my kids learn so much, like everything there is to know about something they're super interested in. I've seen them get obsessed with a video game and read the entire wiki online, and then they know everything about it, and they know all the cheat codes. And I didn't force them to sit down and take a lesson on Stardew Valley. They just learned that on their own because they really wanted to know it, right? And I think that there's two ways we engage kids: responsibility and relevance. So one is relevance is they want to know it, or they understand why they ought to know it. So when we taught our kids a lot of financial literacy, it would be here's why you need to know how to do this. Rather than just, today's our lesson on calculating percentages, and you have to memorize this. Instead, we say, you're going to need to know how to calculate a percentage every time you tip. And every time you check if your tax is correct. And every time you want to buy something and you want to know if you can afford it before you get to the checkout. You have to be able to calculate a percentage, and here's why. And then they're more invested into even if it's not fun, they still understand why it's important to learn. And I think that's a really big thing for kids, is that we don't do in school. We're just it's more of a because I said so culture, right?
Yeah.
This is what we're learning now, and you better put it in your brain because there's going to be a test. And if you fail the test, there's consequences. And that doesn't help them and then they learn it for the test and they forget it immediately after, right?
Yeah.
Versus understanding the why behind it. And then the other part that a lot of people or homeschooling parents, I think, struggle with is the responsibility piece, where they're I want my kid to be engaged and I want my kid to love learning. And we do, but we also are teaching them responsibility, right? So not everything is fun, not every lesson is a game, because that's not what life is like. Not everything is fun. Not going to doing your chores is not fun. I'm not having fun when I take out the trash or I do the laundry. And hopefully you get a job that you love, but lots of people don't, and you have all these responsibilities, and we have to teach them that as well, that we can't gamify every single thing that you do, because at some point you just have to do the thing because that's your responsibility to do it. So I think we need to sort of approach learning the same way, at least I did with my kids, where it's like, you might not enjoy math and language, but it's your responsibility to learn how to do these things. And I can help show you why it's important, but at the end of the day, it's your responsibility. Yeah. And then we can take other things like science and social studies and future readiness, and we can say like, well, what excites you? So that there's a healthy like balance there between these are your responsibilities, and then this is your like choice that you made to do something fun. It's dinosaurs or whatever.
Right.
So you kind of like find that balance, and that makes them empowered learners in the sense that they understand why they're doing it, and you can feel a lot of empowerment from being responsible. You know, like you can feel really proud of yourself that I got all my math done today, just like mom asked me to, even though I did not enjoy it.
Yeah. No, that's a great insight. So you threw a lot of wonderful buzzwords out there. Balance, responsibility, excitement. Where does accountability fit in?
Accountability, yeah, that's where you like make them a schedule or make them a checklist, and it's like, these are your things you have to do today. And whether you are sort of like a scheduled out person where it's like math is at 9 a.m. every day and that's your responsibility and you have to be accountable to getting that done, or whether you're like, here's 5 things I want you to do today, you can do them in any order or any time of day. That's up to the parent really, but you hold them accountable to getting their work done. And we always said with my kids, like, you have to self-advocate if you need help.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like I was working full time while the kids did school. I don't want to hear at the end of the day that your stuff's not done because you got stuck, because you are able to self-advocate and come to me and say like, I'm stuck, or I tried Googling this, how to do it, or whatever. Like, here's the steps I took to try and remedy it myself. I'm still stuck, so now I need to ask for help.
Yep.
But just being like, I couldn't do it because I got stuck here is not acceptable. You have to be accountable for your tasks.
That's amazing. So responsibility, excitement, teaching them why creates accountability, and all of that is important life skills as we get into adulthood. Like, I think those are core fundamental things. Like, even trying to figure out what to do for a living, starting with why do I like this stuff is a really important question. And when you figure out why you like something, then you'll be responsible to figure out everything about that job. And then even if you hate it, you'll know why you hated it, right? And so I think this is great. So listen, when you're thinking about, digital online learning versus offline, there's lots of people that are like, online is too much and, offline is the way to go. We don't believe either.
If only there was a hybrid.
If there's only a hybrid. Do we have a hybrid? What do we call our system?
That's our blended program, right? It's online and offline. People confuse online learning kind of has a bad rap because people think of it as online school, which is an online school. You're at school all day, just like in-person school, only you're online. And a lot of us who homeschool is not to put our kids on the computer for 6 or 7 hours a day. But that's an online school. That's not online learning. Online learning will take the amount of time that you want it to take. They don't have to be online for 6 hours. In fact, that's way too much. Most homeschoolers take between an hour to up to like 2 or 3 hours as the kids get older, tops. That's your whole day, all of your subjects. So even if all of that was online, that's not as much screen time. And with our program, it's not all online. So you're doing your lesson, then you can do your digital quiz, but there's always offline activities to go with it as well. So you're still doing science experiments and handwriting, like book reports and essays. They're still doing all that part. Art projects, diorama and social studies, all of that stuff is still a part of their learning. It's not all online.
Yeah, and listen, call it online, call it offline, call it hybrid, call it adaptive, whatever you want to name it. Just get to a spot where your kid wakes up excited to learn something. I mean, that's the win. And if they want to play outside for 3 days in a row, awesome. If they're geeking out online with Schoolio products and rushing through curriculum because they're really excited to let them learn, man. Like, let go with the flow. until you detect that moment of excitement and curiosity, and then we go all in. That's literally what we try to do when we say learn anywhere, learn your way. It's this idea that we are not here to sort of just one-way teach. We're teaching enough to find moments of spark and curiosity. And when we find it, we want to go all in as long as we can, as long as they'll give us permission to do that for them. And then they'll change to the next. And some kids, it's like every hour. Some kids, it's every 3 days. So see what your little person wants to do and then go with the flow. Let them lead. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, right? Like we don't say that there's one right way to learn. And there's tons of different styles of home, like Charlotte Mason, Waldorf, Reggio. There's all these different styles that say, no, we've figured it out. We know what the right way to learn is. And if you love it, great. But we're trying to say there is no one right way. There's just the right way for you and your family and you and your kids, and every kid is different. And if we said, this is what you have to do this year, then we're just a school. It's the same thing. Yeah. We're just a school. We say if your child is 10, then you are in grade 4, then you will learn these 5 science topics this year. And that's just school. That's what we try. Like, we have bundles and stuff like that for the parent who really needs like the easy solution, or you feel really nervous and you really want to just do what they're doing in school. Those options are there, but I really encourage you to think outside of the box of what they should learn because they're 10, and design a program that works for your child and your family.
Hey guys, this is Sathish.
And Lindsey. Was I supposed to talk there?
The worst ad already. Oh, man. Listen, we just want to interrupt quickly and thank everybody who continues to support us. This back to school is massive for us. This is our big, I guess, release of everything that we've been working together for 4 to 5 years now. Last year, we launched a digital product as a sort of final soft launch, worked out a bunch of bugs, grew the base a little bit. But this year, for 2025, 2026 back to school, I like to think the product is fully ready for mass consumption. It's got everything we want to do. All of the feedback we address is still only $40. And we've got an amazing back to school promo coming up. So we'd love for you guys to continue to support, whether it's ebooks or digital or Have It All bundle.
The Have It All bundle is your full year subscription, and it's also your full year of printed books. So you get the companion book for every course as well, printed, so you don't have to print lesson by lesson. You can have a little workbook to go along with it.
That's the best deal, man. So please go check us out, Schoolio.com. And if you need help, WhatsApp us. If you need help, Facebook us. If you need help, email us. And we're here ready to help you and make sure that whatever your plans for homeschooling next year is, that we can be part of that solution for you. So again, thank you. Talk to you soon.